T-Kart Vlog giorno 3 da Franciacorta per il FIA Karting World Championship per la KZ. Abbiamo risposto a alcune vostre domande fatte nei giorni scorsi su Instagram e abbiamo anche trovato qualche curiosità tecnica durante questa gara. Guardate.
You asked and T-Kart answer. You asked for the Sodicart tent. We start from the hospitality here and then we go in the Sodicart CPB Sport tent. One of the longest, I think. We take a tour of the tent. As you can see, they are already packaging everything to bring home all the chassis. Some chassis are in the Parc Fermé, some others are on the truck because there is the last Super Hit, the Super Hit B for the KZ. Here we have the Sodicart tent and we continue on this side. Another part. As you can see, they have so many go-karts here in Franciacorta, so they need all these tents around us in this that can be called the Sodicart headquarters here in Franciacorta. So, someone told us that you broke a teeth.
Yes.
Which one?
This one.
No, it's perfect. No, it's broken.
Yeah.
Inside. Inside. How? You broke your teeth?
Well,
Driving.
now I'm gonna let the truth out. This teeth is fake. It's like, and it broke. I
Because
need
maybe
to
when you drive, you
I had-
close the mouth. No.
Yes, but I had like some sweets, and then it like broke. It's a bit older.
Okay.
I need to redo it.
You have to change one. Voi chiedete a casa, T-Kart risponde. E io posso dirti una cosa, c'è un malato di mente che ha detto vorrei vedere Mattia di Mondokart.
Dove?
Su Instagram noi scriviamo, non ci credi? Magari lo conosci,
No, può essere.
Magari lo conosci, cioè, o magari un tuo stalker.
Oddio. Oddio.
Potrebbe essere, guarda, noi chiediamo cosa vuoi vedere. Cioè, ci sono un po' di
Sì,
risposte.
sì, certo.
Ti ho saltato da qualche parte.
Sì, è uno stalker.
È uno stalker.
È uno stalker, è uno stalker. E forse anche lì da qualche parte.
Come chiudiamo andiamo ai carabinieri e lo denunciamo.
Esatto,
Basta.
blindati
Sai come
tutti.
faceva Maurizio Mosca? L'hanno già preso.
L'hanno già preso.
Simone Brenna, T-Kart, ieri abbiamo visto una cosa per me insolita, poi tu dici che è normale.
Per me è normale.
Per te è normale. Un assetto asimmetrico. Cioè avete usato, e lo potete vedere nelle foto che vi proiettiamo, due mozzi, uno diverso dall'altro, vista la situazione. E quando l'abbiamo visto ho detto ma magari era semplicemente per metterlo in moto, invece no, ci avete corso perché? Spiegacelo.
Appunto perché avevamo il mozzo più lungo con doppia vite dalla parte della gomma usata, quindi che aveva 5
All'interno.
manche all'interno, e invece dovevamo messo la gomma nuova, un mozzo più corto, perché appunto per compensare, diciamo, lo sbilanciamento
Di grip.
tra gomma nuova e gomma consumata.
Questo si fa solo quando c'è grande delta di usura, quindi se per dire una gomma ha due manche e dovete metterne una nuova, non fate questo.
No, è sempre nell'ultima manche, quindi dopo 5 manche più o meno che si va a cercare di bilanciare.
Con Armando Filini, Drago Corse, uno dei guru quando si tratta di mettere mano al telaio. Noi abbiamo un articolo, ci ha dato qualche consiglio un altro di quelli che ne sanno, un tuo amico, un tuo conoscente, Dino Chiesa, quindi lo conosce abbastanza bene. Dici un attimo come si sposta il setup tra qualifiche e gara.
In base al consumo della gomma andiamo a modificare in base al pilota quello che ci chiede e andiamo a toccare lì, però c'è
Poco, perché una volta imbroccato l'assetto giusto
è difficile muoversi.
tra qualifiche e prima hit avete fatto che tipo di spostamento?
Massimo è toccare la pressione delle gomme per compensare la gomma.
Ok,
E avendo tante hit bisogna un po' pensare a portarli in fondo.
però non vi siete mossi a livello di invece geometrie o piuttosto?
No, lì no, sì, qualcosa da caricare, scaricare un po' il davanti, ma poca roba.
E al posteriore abbiamo visto sull'ultima manche, quando è stata messa gomma nuova da un lato e gomma vecchia usata parecchio dall'altro, un mozzo diverso.
Ah sì,
Si fa?
Si fa.
Ah!
Anche il disassamento della scala. E poi spostiamo la scala magari mezzo centimetro più da una parte che dall'altra. per dargli un po' più di qua che di là. Il problema è che ci vuole anche il pilota che...
La famosa guarnizione, quella che c'è tra
Tra il sedile e il
volante.
volante è troppo importante.
Se ieri avete visto il vlog avete visto anche l'incontro tra Forè e Piccini parlando di quel famoso mondiale di 26 anni fa, ma al telefono era intervenuto anche un certo Max Orsini che guardate un po' cos'è successo oggi con loro tre.
No, ma adesso lo porto.
Prima ero impegnato.
Adesso lo porto da Davide.
Sì.
Lo porto da Davide, vediamo
vengo anch'io.
se gli mette. Dai, andiamo da Davide. Davide.
Ah! Sono venuto a vedere solo la tua gara e ti ho visto, ti ho visto.
Ma
È andata forte, cazzo. È andata forte.
Che veniva, se no faceva una figura.
No, ho visto, dopo è andato bandiera rossa, ma era già fatto. No,
che era dietro la
non è vero.
L'ha chiamata lui la bandiera
Avevi quel
rossa.
margine che...
Cos'è che gli volevi chiedere?
No, gli volevo chiedere che
Avevo bisogno delle braccia di Max.
volevo partecipare anch'io, ma ho paura della tua prestazione. Non sono più buono. No.
Io quando sono arrivato in Tony lui era tanta roba.
Il riferimento.
Una colonna
Era
portante.
lui a Manetti, presente?
I due stronzi. Non so chi era il più stronzo.
Davvero?
Forse io. Dai.
Tu, secondo me tu.
Cioè, io avevo 14 anni, mi ricordo lo zainetto, sono andato a vedere una gara di campionato europeo loro. Perché facevo le categorie più piccoline. C'era Cancarini con la pipa che rideva perché quella settimana lì avevano rotto non so quanti motori.
Io una ventina di motori, giuro.
Ma come la ventina?
No, ti giuro, eravamo.
Se non hanno una mancia.
No, ma la cosa e davano la colpa a me.
C'era Corona che
Perché
queste colore continuare la pari cilindri, mi ricordo.
saliva a Manetti e girava con un motore, girava così. Lo mettevano su a me, facevo un giro, 2 giri, gnac!
No.
20 motori ho rotto. 20
Come faceva a
motori.
essere colpa tua? Non è possibile che sia colpa
Alla
tua.
fine, una volta non c'era, avevamo messo, non c'era niente, non c'era telemetria, niente, abbiamo messo un contagiri. Io staccavo quei 4-5 metri dopo che quel tanto giri in più si rompeva il motore.
Ma
Sì.
dai.
Sì, la colpa era mia, capito?
Perché andai troppo forte.
No, perché staccavo un attimo dopo. capito?
Insomma, io sono stato a vedere sta gara di europeo. Vabbè, adesso uno che partivate sempre tutti indietro, tutti ultimi, cazzo. Arrivavano secondi, terzi, primi, che stavano come le...
Ma adesso è difficile correre, l'ho vista,
Fanno tutti
Ma
uguali.
noi ci vedevamo, ma ci rispettavamo. Cioè, io mi ricordo la prima gara che ho fatto con loro, Robazzi mi disse, guarda, questa non è la junior. Mi ha detto, se ti metti a fare lo stronzo,
Ti pelano.
vai nel campo senza neanche...
No, vabbè, una volta era chi la fa l'aspetta.
Esatto.
Cioè,
Ce l'avevi in banca.
Ci ho impiegato un po', però...
Si è adattato bene. Sì.
Ha preso il ritmo.
Mi fa piacere, però...
Che sia qua, un po'. Un po' ti dà tensione.
Mi ha fatto piacere vederlo.
no,
Era
ho
tanto che
visto,
non ci parlavo.
no, giuro, ho visto soltanto la sua gara.
Sei venuto per quello?
Sì. Dopo ho
Noi,
girato un po'
insomma, mi fa piacere perché io un po' rappresento un po' la nostra generazione, dai, vuol dire
sì.
che era tanto buona
sei
perché
l'unico
io
che
dalla mia età riesco, cioè anche loro se avessero fatto ancora anche adesso qualcosa sicuro
Sì, ma se
sarebbe-
io volessi girare ancora in cara, come devo cosa devo fare?
Davide, io non gli darei consigli, non lo sa.
Faccio le stesse cose di prima.
Le stesse cose di prima. Ma tu sei in forma, non hai un filo di
Ma
pancia.
non mi sembra che tu sia così.
No, ancora fisicamente, però c'ho sta
Non voglio
pancetta
fare nomi e
qui.
cognomi, perché non è giusto perché è ancora come adesso lì dentro, ma parte anche abbastanza lì davanti, tempo di saltarsi un attimo, farci un po' di pratica.
Non lo so, non credo, no.
Per me qui è nato qualcosa.
Bisogna organizzare qualcosa. Dai,
Qui è
io
nato
proporrei-
qualcosa.
Una
Proporrei
giornata,
una categoria.
vediamo che cazzo salta fuori, 10 giri sparati lì così, una
E
giornata.
vediamo.
Va bene, io vi prometto, se lo organizzate vengo.
Oh,
Così dopo vi viene a dare
Per,
una mano.
per curiosità, no, solo per curiosità.
sì, per curiosità. Io non era la sua curiosità.
No, io devo lavorare, devo mangiare, cioè devo mangiare, si dice così da noi.
Grazie Max, sei un mito.
Grazie a te.
Grazie
E comunque volevo dire l'ultima cosa, colpa vostra se sono qua sveglia alle 6 del mattino, a tornare a casa devo volare, quindi Velox ve li mando a voi.
Ce li dividiamo ragazzi, però non è che va tutto a T-Kart,
Ne ho presi tanti, ne ho presi.
Già a venire.
Parlando invece di protagonisti del weekend, ieri c'era stato un incidente particolare in KZ2 di Avasino che purtroppo era finito in ospedale. Oggi è venuto in pista e abbiamo chiesto a lui come sta. E inoltre, sempre protagonisti, abbiamo fatto una bellissima doppia intervista ai fratelli Leuillet.
Michael, after that terrible crash, how are you? First question.
I mean, I'm as good as I can be after a crash like that. Just a broken collarbone, so I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad considering I watched the crash after, and I'm like, that's a really gnarly crash. So, yeah, I can't complain too much about the results.
How long it will be the recovery?
4 weeks, and I go get checked again, but I'm gonna fly home tomorrow, get a second opinion, and then we'll see what the actual recovery is. Could be 4 weeks, could be 3 months, just depends.
What's happening in that situation? Because we saw you going in the grass in a strange way. Probably you touched someone.
Yeah, so I was behind another driver, and I got to run out of that corner, and then as I was pulling out to go on the inside of him, he looked back, and then he chopped down to try to defend to go into the corner, and my front wheel and his rear wheel made contact, and then my nose just went up, and then I was just along for the ride at that point, basically.
Name,
Tom. Gabin.
surname,
Leuillet.
age.
26. 26.
At what age did you go karting for the first time?
10. I think he's 10.
Your best karting result?
European champion. French champion. First, yeah.
Favorite track?
Cremona. Adruia.
Dry or wet?
Dry for sure. Dry.
Single speed or shifter?
Shifter.
Your idol karting driver?
Quite difficult. Maybe Ardigo, I don't know. Yeah, Ardigo for sure. I don't know.
You don't have. Your favorite Formula 1 driver?
Michael Schumacher. Max Verstappen.
A KZ, KZ2 driver to go to dinner with?
Marine Kremers. My bro.
A KZ, KZ2 driver you'd go on vacation with?
Pedro Hilbrand.
Why?
For fun. My bro, yeah.
What do you like most about karting?
Driving. Only karting.
What do you like least?
To drive in the wet. A crash.
Tell me his best quality.
To overtake. I don't know. Really fast in go-karts.
Who is the fastest?
Me. In French it's me, but in international it's
him. Say hi to him.
Hello Gavin. Hello Tom.
Parliamo finalmente della cronaca di gara perché siamo andati sulla pregriglia della KZ durante le prefinali, poi siamo andati a vedere la griglia della KZ2 Master e siamo ritornati di nuovo in griglia per la KZ prima della finale che ha determinato il campione del mondo. E poi ci sono gli highlights per scoprire come sono andate le gare. Noi ci vediamo, alla prossima! As you can see in the background we have the podium where after the final of this afternoon will be crowned the FIA Karting World Champion of KZ category in this 2025 edition, and also the two champions of the KZ2 and KZ2 Masters categories. So follow this race, the most important race of the season, in the official live streaming of FIA Karting on YouTube, and also follow us on our social media like Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, and also the T-Kart website.
What were you expecting over there?
I was just checking a little bit the condition of the old tire, just to understand, also how the fantastic work, and we're pretty nice on the tires. So obviously on the left side, most of us will have new tires, and see if we can make a little bit of difference on the right one.
We saw that it's difficult when you are behind someone else.
Difficult track to pass if someone defends also really well. At that point, you really have to take the risk, and I think it's not the moment yet.
Matteo, how is going at the moment?
For the moment, not bad.
Do you think you are still in the fight?
Yeah, of course.
As you can see, all the go-karts already in their spots. Francesco, papà Francesco. Ieri scherzavamo, se vai piano è una scusa.
I 3 decimi sono di default.
Last part of the grid of the Super Hits A for the KZ category. For the Super Hits, I think all the drivers new tires on the left side of the go-kart, and they kept their best old tires on the right side of the go-kart. Maybe, as Lorenzo told us, they are a little bit better in the internal side of the tire here, because if you watch over there, they are a little bit worse on the internal side. So even the management of the tires will be something to take care to win.
Yeah, but not now.
Not now. Now we have to go full gas.
These tires we don't need anymore. After we get new ones in the final, so now it's 100% from first to last lap.
Do you think they are good enough to finish in a good position this Super Hit?
Yes, I think everyone is more or less the same. So we'll see.
Sei l'uomo da battere è meglio o c'è più stress e tensione?
La tensione te la dico quando finiamo la gara.
Hai bisogno di una mano?
No, grazie. Ho bisogno di un po' di ossigeno tra un po', non di una mano.
Someone is dancing. Someone here competing with, I don't know, more than 10 years ago with Max Verstappen. Now still racing.
Still
you
racing.
And Max.
Yeah. I need a wheelchair. He is
hottest part of the grid. Manuel, vedo cazzuto.
Cazzuto, bravo, giusto.
Riccardo, campione in carica europeo, cioè il meglio dell'anno scorso. Siamo lontani.
No, la situazione siamo nel posto giusto secondo me.
Davide, ti stai giocando un titolo che hai già vinto, è diverso dagli altri anni?
Sì, è tirato.
Ed eccolo qui, l'uomo che non ha sbagliato nulla, Angelo Lombardo. Noi da qui a pochi istanti ci sarà la partenza della finale. This is the starting grid of the KZ final. We will have the world champion in KZ, the Parolin team. Pedro Hilbrand, even last year competing for the world title, this year a little bit back. Victor Gustafsson really fast in the Super Hit. Alessio Lorandi. This is the situation with Lorenzo Travisanuto here on the right, and David Trefilov at the moment sitting over there, taking the sun before the start. Not so nervous. And then we have Senna Van Valsin and Riccardo Longhi, Alessio Lorandi, as we said, and Giuseppe Palomba. Enjoy the final.
Result. Let's take a look at the highlights on that one. The start here was the most important thing. Get it into first, release the clutch, and away you go. Off the line. It was a nail-biting start, which saw those two very, very quickly, and there was one or two maybe possible jump starts in the back of that field there. Yes, indeed, a definite jump start in the back of the field there. But it was the lightning start for Lombardo that he managed to hold on to the lead here. Davide Forde in the early stages of that race did have the attempt to go for the lead in these first opening laps. Oh, mighty me, we lost so many drivers. Cavina, Kera, Nicastro, David, Pilsner, all in these first opening laps, we lost them. And so many retirements. There was the first one, the drama for Julien Ganon, who luckily managed to keep in the race as he recovered back through the field. He finished back in 16th place on a 7th place gain despite that drama. But that was a heavy impact to the front of that car. He would find himself with a drop nose penalty at the end of that one. Later drama happened inside the top 10. We saw the unfortunate retirements of Antonio Piccioni and Andrea Spagni. That was not before, of course, the drama for Marco Pilzer, the RS Motorsport driver of Germany, just finding himself off the track. Other drivers as well having those dramas. That is Daniele Cara there for the Power Competition ASD team. There, the fighting for Andre Nicastro, he was off on the opening laps as well, and then later on, the 346 of Paul David also not finding it enough to push his way through. Drama there near the end of the race. That was the likes of 322 of Emanuele Simonetti, who did recover back to 14th place, as this was the first and only attempt at that race lead. Davide Fore trying to go around the outside. The laser drama there for Piccioni and Andrea Spagni off the track. The two had already been under the watchful eye of the officials at the start of this race, but then later found themselves out and broken. Thierry Delray was the last of the retirements of that race in the dying stages, but unfortunately then the 28 remaining runners went on to the very end, with overtakes happening thick and fast throughout the field. We saw the mighty battles happening all the way throughout it, from Simonetti trying to push his way forward, as well as the likes of Daniel Bray fighting his way through past Bizzario, Julien Guénon, Shakachian earlier on as well in the race, all of them fighting for position. But a fabulous display for them. Julien Guénon here as well, looking to the inside. It's a cheeky 2-for-1 potentially for him in that stage, but Guénon was certainly on the charge after that drama that he encountered right at the beginning of the race. The checker flag went out, and the spectacular drive for Angelo Lombardo secures the International Super Cup title in 2025, and he'll be down there on that podium very, very soon. Make sure you do not go anywhere and you do not miss that podium, because that is certainly going to be one to watch. The incredible talents of the teams here, but all the way throughout it, it has just been a long old fight all the way to the end for them. But as they prime themselves ready here, the 2025 season in KZ2 Masters, claiming that title. The start, though, like we say, wasn't the best getaway. Scrivan nearly got the chance there to go through, but Schleimer was able to get that run in towards turn one, put him into the lead of this one. And for Schleimer, didn't want to fight too hard with his teammate, of course, but in this World Cup final, it's all about who could take that top spot. Reckenmarker, relatively decent start for him. He was able to push his way through the field. Michael Adair as well. Everyone just popping their way through in that mid-pack, and right now it is just a case of seeing what happens for those drivers in 2026. 2025 has been an immense season for the KZ2s, and the World Cup here ends with a beautiful result. Schleimer immediately on the defensive here from his teammates. Scrivan and Jungling were able to battle away. Jungling up into third place because of that defensive posture from his teammate. Then later, this one here, round the outside, carried the speed, had the pace, had the power. No drama there whatsoever. Sweeps around the outside of his teammate and takes that race lead away, and pulls away by a staggering 4.5 seconds from the rest of the field. Noah Wolf in his charge. He pushed his way through the field quite nicely on this one, as Jungling later got past Schleimer, put Scrivan into the firing lines here of everyone behind. Yanis Avico trying to hold on to his position. He would later have to fight away with Noah Wolf. He was certainly going to be a contender in this final, though Van Amersfoort racing driver from Birrell pushing his way through the early retirements. Theo Blanc, unfortunately, the Frenchman on that Birrell, out of the race. Later, Jensen Graham was also a retirement from this final. A big shame for him there. Simon Reckenmarker on the charge here. Really strong race for him, but finishing down in two places down in P8. Then the retirements, unfortunately. Samuel Loyer not making it to the end of the race on that one. There, the big lunge. Daniel Macia with a big send down the inside at turn 13 on Maddox Scrivan. Scrivan able to push his way through. Back past with him with a nice up and under. Later would fight back with Reckenmarker pushing him down the order just that little bit more. retirement still came flooding in. Unfortunately there, the Drago course of Roberto Zuani, who was caught out in that incident with Samuel Luye, later did retire from the race. Too much damage, and the damage done already in the final. There was no chance of pushing that Drago course racing team machine further up the field. Other retirements as well. Near the end of that race, Gerasim Skulinov was a later retirement of the race. Then we saw the real drama here. Martti Rittinen and Samuele Leopardi out of the final. There, the later retirement of Gerasim Skulinov. He would be the last of those retirements. Michael Adair pushing his way through. That was a move done there on the likes of Robert Kindervarter, who would still run pretty high up in that order. Wolf then later closing in on the trio of CPBs up at the head. This was the moment here that has put an investigation flag out to Noah Wolf, and for potentially causing a collision there, and that move for third place under the watchful eyes of the officials now ahead of this one. But we'll see those podiums out later on today. But across the line, Max Orlov, not just a final win, but domination here in Franciacorta. Pole in qualifying, maximum points in the qualifying heats, a win in the super heat, and a win home here from the Franciacorta circuit. That start there, blink and you'd have missed it. David Trefilov, a slight jump start, that gave him a 5-second time penalty mid-race. That one slight movement, the punishment doesn't match the crime, but unfortunately it is the way, and that slight misjudgment there on the word go puts him out. And then later on, of course, the drama with him and Lorenzo Travazanuto. Riccardo Longhi and Palomba colliding. Lorandi as well getting caught out in that one. All of them trying to get it back on the track, but beached out of the race. Unfortunately, the 2024 world champion does not see that title regained in 2025. Van Walstein, though, had the work to do in this one. He had to close in to David Trefilov, who was under investigation at that point. Later, he did get that move done down the inside. Stan Pex battling away with the likes of Daniel Albanese, but Albanese later pushing his way through and was able to get in an incredible 8 places to finish there in P8. In P3, sorry, I should say, on that 8th place gain. A fabulous result at the end of that one. There was the moment. Olin Gali just misjudging that braking zone and goes off the circuit later. The retirements as well for Marin Kremers, both of them not having the run they would have wanted. But drama happening throughout that final. But for Senna Van Walstein, this overtake here was all it needed to be. Down the inside at turn number 1. An incredible show of force there from the CPB Sports Sony Kart team, pushing their way forward with their young man. Later, Victor Gustafsson of Sweden also pushing his way up the field. The 2022 world champion trying to fight his way forward, just ran out of time, and later fell back off a second off the back of Gustafsson and Van Walstein. Albanese, though, certainly had his work cut out as he had to fight for that 3rd place as the battles raged on. This was that overtake. Finally, the number 27 Kart Republic machine down the inside. First on that attempt on Emilian Denner. Denner, though, took it back. Later on, though, all the drivers pushing forward here as Travazanuto fighting his way back here. Lorenzo Travazanuto, these attempts at getting up into that top spot, fighting for 2nd place and for 3rd place. Later, though, drama striking. Top corner of your screen here. The two collide. Drama as they went off the track in spectacular fashion. Trefilov through and under the barriers. Travazanuto out of the kart, and both retiring from the race. There was the overtake past Emilian Denner. That was the job that Albanese needed to do. Later, Stan Pex got that overtake done as well. Pushed himself through the field there. There is Senna, and he's good. He's over the weighbridge. Now he can celebrate. Senna Van Walstein, officially now world champion in KZ, and now the real emotion comes out. knowing that it's above board, it's all good. The tears of joy. And there for CPB Sport, that's what it means. That is what it means. Yes, it's karting, but this is a fantastic result for Senna van Wolsten. He joins an international list of names from all the way from 2013, of course, for Max Verstappen, Marco Ardigo, Jurek Pex in 2015, Paolo Di Conto, the back-to-back world champion in 16 and 17, Patrick Hayek as well in 2018, Mayan Kremers, Jeremy Iglesias, Noah Milel in 2021, Victor Gustafsson in 22, Paolo Ippolito in 2023, Giuseppe Palomba in 24, and in 2025, Senna van Wolsten, world champion. What can you say for that one? What a drive, and you can see what it means to the CPB Sport team, the French team delivering an incredible amount of results here for the pilots. The domination in KZ2 and the enlightenment in KZ from that man there, Senna van Wolsten, delivering the results this weekend, and finds himself from the second row of the grid in P3 to P1 at the end of the World Championship final in KZ. Well, that is the racing done and dusted for the gearbox classes in 2025. But of course, we'll see those podium presentations in just a moment. But there, Senna van Wolsten on top of the world in KZ Gearbox Racing. And it feels a shame to talk over this, but look what it means. CPB Sports, Sony Kart, the work has been amazing. And Florent Bazzali on